Welcome into the Cullman Football Review. I'm Hugh Harris, and I'm here with Coach Mark Britton. We're going to take a look back at Friday's big victory as we gathered up I-65 and went to Decatur and took on the Austin Bears. A beautiful night for football, and you had a great outcome, Coach.
We really did. Kids played really hard, and I thought we were real fired up to play this game. Austin's got tremendous talent, got a big offensive line, as you'll see in the film, and our kids, we're trying to work to eliminate mistakes. We don't eliminate all of them, but I thought we played a really good ball game.
Well, you've got your halfback injured, and he didn't get to play much, and that puts you at a disadvantage, but the other guys took control, and defense played well. And got stronger as the night went on. And like you said, Austin had some big old boys, but Cullman kept them in check and came out with a 13-7 win. Well,
we did, and you're going to see the first half that their total offensive production is going to be less than 50 yards in the first half, and our defense was pretty stingy with yards they were giving up, and Connor Moon's going to have about 17, 18 tackles. You're going to have Sam Caligaris and Ethan McMahon's going to have about 10 apiece. And, Justin Patterson's going to have another great night. He's going to have 11 or 12 tackles, about 3 or 4 for losses, and fumble recovery. So, we had a lot of guys really play solid on that defensive side. And that allowed an offense to come in. And, I really thought both teams' defenses were stronger than the other's offense, and we were just able to fight through, get a couple of scores, and make that score stand up.
And the offense moved the ball well at times, but the same thing we've been talking about since week one is consistency and getting a number of plays in succession instead of having breakdowns and holding calls and plays for losses, but they came through when it counted and got 2 scores on the board.
Yeah, we had some receivers had some big games. I think Seth Donaldson had about 8 catches for the night, and one beautiful catch on the opening drive, and really set us up. That was probably the play of the drive, and I think Ross is getting better every week and threw some good passes. He's going to be about 15 for 17 in the first half, really accurate. Caden Wynn's probably going to make the biggest play in the second half with a big catch near the goal line that's going to lead to a score. But we just had a lot of guys contribute to this ball game, and that's kind of our game plan every week.
Well, it certainly was a big win, and we're going to move into the first quarter, and you better have your seatbelt buckled because we're going to get right off here at the beginning of the ball game.
We had. Felt like we had a good game plan. We wanted the football right there, and Bronte makes a couple of great moves, gets us in great field position out just about the 46-yard line. We're trying to let Will Crenshaw play a little bit right here. Will was hindered with an ankle injury, and after a while we're just gonna kind of rest him and try to save him for this second half of the season. He wasn't happy coming out, but I thought Coach Gleaton had our offense really dialed in right here early. Watch this play right here. Seth reaches up, gets that ball back to him, bats it back to himself, and just a tremendous play.
Yeah, you could tell Will was really hampered by that ankle. I know he had a couple of hard runs, but you could tell it was painful for him.
Right. We get down inside about the 3-yard line, battle in, get just about to the 1-foot line, and we bang it in on the very first drive.
Justin Patterson gets another touchdown, and just an impressive drive right here. Which I think was really important against Austin.
It was. We wanted to get off to a good start. Austin has come up short on several games this year, and we wanted to kind of get that first lick in. And with that being said, you hope Austin thinks that it's going to be another long night. And I think our offense felt like we were going to be pretty productive, but they make some great adjustments. Notice their big left tackle. He's about 6'6". He's about 325, 330. This is their what we call their GT counter. Their guard tackle pulls, and Coach Hopper and them were moving defensive ends in there pretty late. Our Mike linebacker, Connor Moon, just had a great night.
Connor was really dialed in Friday night. He seemed to be around the ball just about every play.
Will Blaylock at nose guard, I thought did a good job, and we're going to play a number of guys on that defensive front. Bad snap, and our guys jump all over there. Sam Caligaris, Connor Moon. Our defensive front really allowed our linebackers to run free. There's Blake Purefoy, 34, another one of our defensive linemen. We try to rotate, keep fresh guys in there. And as the night wears on, we're trying to wear that offensive bunch down and try to take command of that line of scrimmage.
And Coach Hopper must have seen something in the film. He did a lot of adjustments right before the snap, moving his down lineman, and really was successful in getting Austin stopped.
It really was. We protected our linebackers, and nice catch, Dawson Drake, down to about the 43-yard line. Big hit right there. Will just couldn't really get his feet up under him, and Austin's very aggressive, nice speed. Got a nice catch right there. Owen Lovell, number 1. But Ross was real accurate right off the bat, scrambling right here, and maybe should have got rid of the football, but it's one of those things. We end up punting the football. Dalton Yerbu's done a good job for us kicking the ball this year, and kicks the ball down to about the 27-yard line. You see that late move by our defensive front, and it's kind of a subtle move, but it really changes some blocking schemes for the offensive line. And it's so late, right before the count, our guys were kind of timing up the quarterback. And
those offensive linemen are trying to adjust too in their mind, instead of being able to fire out and really meeting your defensive line head on.
So we force pretty much a 3 and out, and get the ball back. Short kick. Thought our guys did a good job getting out of the way of that. Oftentimes you see guys get hit by the punt. Saw several of that this weekend in college football.
Right.
Going a little bit of a different set, that empty set, no running back in there, and I think that caused Austin a few issues. We haven't really shown that set too much this year. A little jet sweep. Gets the first down.
You were talking about the punt. We could hear them in the press box yelling ball, so they were communicating well, and everybody's trying to find it, but that's hard when you're a guy down there blocking, but you know to look for it.
That's right.
And that's the quickest quarter we've had this year, Coach.
Oh, absolutely. We're completing passes. Most of them are inbounds, and so the clock kept running almost like we're running the ball every time. And but Austin's had very few offensive plays in the first quarter.
Right.
We're kind of dominating the time of possession. We're up 7-0, and our kids feel pretty good about this. They're excited about it. We've got some young guys that need a good start, and we're glad to see that good start taking place on Friday.
And I think after Austin had so many close calls, it might have been a situation, if they got out on top early, they might have caught some momentum and really been hard to handle.
Absolutely, and they have tremendous football team. They played Spain Park to a 5-3 game early, and I think they got beat 28-26 one game, and they lost to Decatur by a touchdown, lost to us by a touchdown, and it just makes it tough for those kids to get back up every single week.
And if they get out early and get ahead, it could give them that fresh start they've been looking for.
That's exactly right.
But we're going to take a short commercial break. Cullman Football Reviews brought to you by Country Financial and Wallace State Community College. And we'll be back after a short commercial break for the second quarter.
A restaurant with a view. A game day bus. A kingdom for pretty princesses. Your local Country Financial representative knows that your car is much more than just a car to you. And since they know you so well, you can be sure they'll guide you to just the right coverage and available discounts to keep your car and everything else that depends on it well protected. Country Financial. Grow your own way.
Country Financial, the Lee Powell Agency, for all your insurance needs. Call 256-734-3348.
Delicious stud, hon.
Eat up, there's plenty more.
Billy, eat your stud. Think of the termites whose homes were protected with Termidor.
Aw, Dad, the Browns will never get Termidor. They're clueless.
Yeah, they even think homeowners insurance covers our damage.
Do you hear laughing?
It's probably just the pipes.
Target Pest Control. We aim to please.
Wallace State offers associate degree and certificate programs in Alabama's hottest job fields. Every year this decade, almost 3,800 new workers will enter these fields. Will you be one of them? Be one of us. Get in a Wallace state of mind. That's the projected number of job openings for trained welders this decade. That's the potential salary for welders trained the Wallace State way with the latest robotic technology for manufacturing. Who will you be? Be one of us and get in a Wallace state of mind.
At Bill Smith Buick GMC in Cullman, we specialize in quality trucks, drive in style, on and off the road. Check out this 2014 Sierra Crew Cab starting at $27,995. Don't make a $3,000 mistake. Make the short drive to Bill Smith Buick GMC in Cullman.
And welcome back into the Cullman Football Review, brought to you by Country Financial and Lee Powell Agency for all your insurance needs, and Wallace State for being a bright and shining star in our community and giving an opportunity to so many kids to get an education or job training that has served this county well. Now, Coach, it was another hot night.
Right.
Hopefully we'll have a little break this week from that, but you didn't seem to have many issues with the heat, even though it was pretty hot and humid up there.
No, we haven't had any issues. One good thing, I think our coaches do a great job rotating folks in and out, and even though we don't have tremendous depth, the kids are in pretty good shape. We're rotating them back and forth, and this time of year you feel like you're in a pretty good football shape. The licks and the drives that you have to do and those type of things. But it was a pretty hot night, but our kids were moving around pretty well.
Well, it sure was a lot better than the last trip we had up there when the tornado came through Decatur that night. And we've talked about some couple of nights of rain, but that's one of the hardest we've ever seen.
It really was. We had about 6 inches of rain that night.
Well, let's move on into the second quarter and see what the Bearcats can get going.
We go to that empty set, and we have Bronte in there right now. Thought he did a good job. Ross is back in. We get in trouble for shuffling our feet a little bit right there. And so on a fourth down, we decide to kick it, try to pin them. And we gotta have a better job of where we're at. We've got our heels on the goal line, so when we touch the ball, it's automatically touchback. So we got to do a better job with that. But
you talk about that Bronte. He's full speed every play. He gives it everything he's got every time that ball snaps.
Fine young man. Just plays hard for us. We're real excited to have him. And you see the hard run by their running back right there. He's just extremely talented. Quarterback's big. We got him a little bit early right there. We felt like we were a little bit out of position, and we tell the kids all the time, we'd rather give up, a first down than give up 6 points. So we're not just overly disappointed with that pass interference. And
he was about to break free, Coach.
He was right on the edge, and that's one of those moments that your athletes just have to make a decision. And as a coach, you tell them that all week. And I know everybody's disappointed in a flag, but you know, we don't get onto them too hard for that right there. But they get a bad snap on first down, and a couple of plays we get them to back up. They get behind the chain, so to speak, and we get the football back just inside our 20-yard line. Tough spot right here. I'm worried about a big turnover and nice little move. Avoid the first guy, get out to about the 27-yard line.
Good recovery on their part, because it looked like he was going to have some turf to work with, and it closed off quick.
Really was. We made the first down by about the length of a football, and didn't really get a good drive right there. Lost about 3 or 4 yards. That's what we really need to avoid. We come back with the open set. They sniff out the screen to the short side of the field, so we're 3rd and long. We use the draw play and really some really tough running to get us up within about 3 yards of the chains. As well as our defense is playing, you know, you don't want to take major risks. We punt the ball out there. Dalton Yerby does a great job, and just go back and let our defense play ball.
Has anybody returned one of Dalton's punts?
Dalton's pretty accurate. He tries to kick them away from him, as you noticed.
I was just trying to recall if anybody ever caught one of them.
We've had 1 or 2, but really, he does a good job kicking the ball, directional kicks, as we call it. Now, they had a mix-up right here. He did a little play action, like one of the backs supposed to dive, and then that was a 4th down play, and our kids really swarmed to the football, and so we get a turnover. We had a holding penalty. Get the screen up to the 35-yard line, but we're still quite a ways first down.
A little bit high.
Yeah. Trying to go back to Seth Dawson. You know, Seth's kind of our hot receiver in this particular game, and doing a good job. Beautiful screen. We got to get out of Seth's way, and but we get a big first down that keeps the drive alive. Probably our best screen of the night. Ross is trying to get set up to throw the ball. Ends up scrambling out and moves the chains.
Everybody in the stadium thought he was going to have about a 2-yard loss, and he made a first down out of it.
You know,
play on his play.
Just you know, it's just he's getting better every week, and we've got to be patient. He's learning every week. He works hard in the film, and you don't have very much time to make a decision, and it's a lot harder to play the quarterback than a lot of people think. And Ross is going to get to where everything looks a lot easier for him. I think the speed of the game's slowing down for him, and he's standing there very confident throwing the ball. Boy, nice screen. I thought we should score a touchdown right here, and you see Austin's speed on defense. They close, and so we're down to the 8-yard line. One of our mistakes right here, we try to throw a little jump ball right there, and we throw it short. And anytime you throw it short, bad things are going to happen. So we get an interception. We really would have liked to have gotten some points right there, whether it be a field goal or not. There was just 20 seconds left in the half, and Ross really wanted that ball back. But again, learning experience. You know, we got a good kicker in Matthew Bell, and we felt like if we could get a field goal, just any points at all right before the half, that just might get that dagger in you know, the momentum for those guys at Austin. And so a little disappointed we didn't get points right there, but our defense playing lights out. So, you know, anytime you go in halftime with a lead, we're pretty excited about that.
Well, they had a really good first half. It certainly would have been nice to have had those points right before the half. And I know Ross learns from that experience. And, you know, you don't throw that ball up unless you just got to have to. And it wasn't one of those situations. We had the downs and the markers with us, and
a timeout.
and the time and the timeout. So those are things he's learning. He's just a baby, so we're bringing him along.
That's right.
He's going to crawl here for a little few games, but he's going to learn to walk and run before we get through this season. But we're going to take a short commercial break and be back with Cullman Bearcat Band.
Wallace State offers associate degree and certificate programs in Alabama's hottest job fields. Every year this decade, almost 3,800 new workers will enter these fields. Will you be one of them? Be one of us. Get in a Wallace state of mind. That's how many registered nurses the national job market will need in this decade. Will you be one of them? Across the country, that's the median annual pay for RNs. Be one of us and get in a Wallace state of mind.
Delicious stud, hun.
Eat up, there's plenty more.
Billy, eat your stud. Think of the termites whose homes were protected with Termidor.
Aw, Dad, the Browns will never get Termidor. They're clueless.
Yeah, they even think homeowners insurance covers our damage.
Do you hear laughing?
It's probably just the pipes.
Target Pest Control. We aim to please.
A restaurant with a view. A game day bus. A kingdom for pretty princesses. Your local country financial representative knows that your car is much more than just a car to you. And since they know you so well, you can be sure they'll guide you to just the right coverage and available discounts to keep your car and everything else that depends on it well protected. Country Financial. Grow your own way.
Country Financial, the Lee Powell Agency, for all your insurance needs. Call 256-734-3348.
At Bill Smith Buick GMC in Cullman, we specialize in quality trucks, drive and style, on and off the road. Check out this 2014 Sierra Crew Cab starting at $27,995. Don't make a $3,000 mistake. Make the short drive to Bill Smith Buick GMC in Cullman.
Gentlemen, the Cullman High School Bearcat Marching Band.
Coach Lee was too mad to ask him, so I asked the other coaches. They said if we can get it working just down there on the field, they would be happy. They'd much rather have the Apple TV and everything.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and sending him safely to the earth.
We choose to go to the
moon in this decade and do the other thing, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
Yep. Just take it down there and plug it in and stop. Alright, that's what I'm doing.
seen another beautiful Saturn launch, but this one will never be known in history as just another Saturn V launch. Not if all goes well, because this is the place from which man will first step foot on the moon. Today we set a new course for America's space program. We will build a new ship to carry man forward into the universe and prepare for new journeys to the worlds beyond our own. Second circle. Straight off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Cullman High School Bearcat Marching Band.
At Bill Smith Buick GMC in Cullman, we specialize in quality trucks, beautiful trucks, rough trucks. Mud can't stuff these guys. Like this 2014 Sierra Double Cab 4x4, starting at $28,995. Pay less at Bill Smith Buick GMC in Cullman. Don't let the mud stop you on the way out.
A restaurant with a view. A game day bus. A kingdom for pretty princesses. Your local Country Financial representative knows that your car is much more than just a car to you. And since they know you so well, you can be sure they'll guide you to just the right coverage and available discounts to keep your car and everything else that depends on it well protected. Country Financial. Grow your own way.
Country Financial, the Lee Powell Agency, for all your insurance needs. Call 256-734-3348.
Delicious stud, hun.
Eat up. There's plenty more.
Billy, eat your stud. Think of the termites whose homes were protected with Termidor.
Aw, Dad, the Browns will never get Termidor. They're clueless.
Yeah, they even think homeowners insurance covers our damage.
Do you hear laughing?
It's probably just the pipes.
Target Pest Control. We aim to please.
Wallace State offers associate degree and certificate programs in Alabama's hottest job fields. Every year this decade, almost 3,800 new workers will enter these fields. Will you be one of them? Be one of us. Get in a Wallace state of mind. That's the projected number of job openings for trained welders this decade. That's the potential salary for welders trained the Wallace State way with the latest robotic technology for manufacturing. Who will you be? Be one of us and get in a Wallace state of mind.
And welcome back into the Cullman Football Review. I'm Hugh Harris, and I'm here with Coach Mark Britton. It was another good night for football, just a little warm, and good officiating crew. They really kept the ball, get it in play, and start the clock running. So the game moved along as fast as any game we've had this year. And the Bearcats seem, once they get in the third quarter and get in a rhythm, it seemed to get them going too. But it just had a struggle in the third quarter to keep Austin, and they're going to get one score on the board.
They're gonna have a good drive right here coming out of the halftime, this first drive, and we're gonna blow a coverage, and guy's gonna score a touchdown right there. But really, our guys have really played well. I think less than 50 yards of offense in first half. I was kind of joking about Ross right there at the end of the first half. It's hard to be critical of him. He's like 15 or 17 by the halftime with his pass completions, and he's just dialing things up. And I know from a coach's point of view, we always focus on mistakes, and we try to get them corrected and those type things. And it'd be good to give kids a pat on the back a little bit, but it's tough in the coaching business. We're always trying to improve and trying to get the kids to improve, and but he's had a great first half.
He really has, but we're old hands at this, and we know you want to score right before the half, and the last thing you want to do is let the other team score as you come out of the half, and we survived both those situations on Friday night. So let's get on into the third quarter and watch the Bearcats.
We have to kick off. We had taken the ball at the first part. We are very fortunate right here. I believe Owen Lovell runs him down, and freshman running back that took that ball and has great speed, went down the side, and they're already down to the 20-yard line to start the second half, and good pass rush, and young man did a good job throwing the ball away. But a big third down right here. This is where we have a breakdown. Third and about 16. He scrambles, hits the young man across the middle, and we do a poor job finishing the play right there. And he does a super job getting in the inside of the end zone right there, just inside the pylon.
And they get right back into the ball game here with 11 minutes left in the third quarter. It's 7-7, and it always seems like the offense is a little more in step after the half, and it takes the defense a little more time to get up to speed and really get going.
Right. They try to do a little onside kick. It goes probably long on them, and Michael Aldejali right there. Michael had a good ball game for us. Tough play right there, incomplete pass. Big third down. Ross sets up and beautiful throw. Mason Goodwin. Mason's one of our seniors that has just really had a good year. This very unselfish young man. Sometimes, you know, he blocks the whole game. Sometimes he catch 6, 8 passes, and you know, Mason, he's just worried about us winning, and I love his attitude and leadership. And Seth Donaldson's the same way. Those two great senior receivers for us. Young man caught that one, but he had his knee on the ground. And officials made a good call. We watched it on film, and I wasn't really sure Friday night, but on film you can see his knee go down. And so Austin's got some momentum. They scored the last time they had the ball, and defense picks it up, and Justin Patterson has his football recovery right there on that fumble. I wish he'd have scooped it and tried to score, but you know, we're glad to have the football right now. We have a breakdown. Ross does a good job getting rid of it. And I know a lot of people aren't excited about that, but I asked Ross to get me out of a bad play sometimes, and that's exactly what he did. They're really working us on the screens. One of the finer throws, thought Ross came up, and he's going to, I got my plays mixed up right there. He's going to hit Austin here in a little bit, Dawson Drake for a nice gain and first down here, but really put some zip on it. Defense still playing well. They're getting after it.
Dalton had another good punt.
He did. And we got them pinned down there about the 20-yard line. You know, that defense just really, you know, they're just relentless. They're not going to give up much. Quarterback's a little bit uneasy. We come in, big hit there at 35, but they get the first down. Sam Caligaris, Connor Moon, and several other guys in on it. Good job on our part. Number 2 is really a fine receiver. We'd seen him previous game fields really hurt a lot of folks. We basically kept him in check most of the night.
Yeah, you didn't want to get him loose in the open because he could fly.
And they're doing a lot of things right there on the sideline. They were calling for a, you know, unsportsmanlike right there. That's right on the sideline. And from our side, we can't really tell. We just saw their reaction. But I thought the officiating crew, they did a good job for the most part Friday night. Kind of a veteran squad. You know, it scares you when they start running their quarterback, and we're real proud of our defense. There was a penalty on that play that brought that run back to about the 28-yard line.
I believe they had a holding call.
They did. You know, we just didn't panic. The guys keep hanging on. We're down to the 15-yard line. There's another play by Sam Caligaris. They tried to go wide. Dalton Yerby right there had him, forced him out, and Bronte cuts his legs out from under. What a big play right here. Back of the end zone. That receiver's about 6'6", 6'7", and incomplete pass. They try to run it up the middle, and our guys do a great job. I thought this might be the turning point in the ball game. They come in to kick a field goal. It goes wide to the right, and you know, a lot of momentum on our side right at this time. It was a big play right there. You see him slam our running back down, and you'll see the flags fly. It's 15-yard penalty, moves us out to about the 36-yard line.
Almost a huge play by Donaldson there. He nearly came back and got a hold of that.
Yeah, we tried to take a shot. This is the great pass I was talking about.
Right.
Dawson Drake catches it, and it's a little window pass. We throw it in a little window that, and you know, I thought Ross really looked like a veteran on that ball. That was exactly how he had to throw it. very, very little error for, very little room for error, and he did a great job. Come back with a screen. We get it just about to the sticks. Bronte, we brought Bronte in right there, a little bit of a heavy run set to get the first down. And, he did a great job. We try to stretch it back to the right side. Some tough yards, we get it down to the 20.
That offensive line really doing a good job in this drive.
Well, we feel like they're starting to take charge, and it doesn't look like much, but we're getting about 3 yards here and 4 yards there. We go into the fourth quarter, everything's tied. Really hadn't. We've got that one long deep threat where they missed the field goal, and but otherwise our defense is really playing well. Coach Hopp's made a few adjustments right there, and Coach Clayton's got these guys few plays that we feel like we're getting some yardage, and guys are showing a lot of confidence right there. Well, I know it's in the fourth quarter, but we really felt like we were in control, even though the game was 7-7.
And of course, with their athletes and their getting prepared, they look fresh going into the fourth quarter, and I think that was really the difference in the ball game is we were really going full speed in the fourth quarter, and Athens began to tire a little bit, and that was the difference in the ball game.
It was. I thought Coach Clayton did a good job. He was running them from sideline to sideline with those jet sweeps, and then we're pounding up the middle at them, and as soon as they go to catch their breath, we're going to hit a screen. So really making the defense cover a lot of territory out there. So those are like, I guess, body blows in boxing. It may not show up right now, but down the road it's going to get you. And in the fourth quarter, we felt like we were moving pretty good, and they were running out of gas a little bit.
Okay, well, we're going to take a short commercial break. This is the Cullman Football Review brought to you by Country Financial and Lee Powell for all your insurance needs and Wallace State Community College. And we'll be back after a short commercial break.
A restaurant with a view. A game day bus. A kingdom for pretty princesses. Your local Country Financial representative knows that your car is much more than just a car to you. And since they know you so well, you can be sure they'll guide you to just the right coverage and available discounts to keep your car and everything else that depends on it well protected. Country Financial. Grow your own way.
Country Financial, the Lee Powell Agency, for all your insurance needs. Call 256-734-3348.
Wallace State offers associate degree and certificate programs in Alabama's hottest job fields. Every year this decade, almost 3,800 new workers will enter these fields. Will you be one of them? Be one of us. Get in a Wallace state of mind. Almost $39,000. That's the mean annual wage for Alabamians trained as machinists and in computer-controlled machine operation. Wallace State has machining programs to fit your career ambitions. Be one of us and get in a Wallace state of mind.
Delicious stud, hon.
Eat up, there's plenty more.
Billy, eat your stud. Think of the termites whose homes were protected with Termidor.
Aw, Dad, the Browns will never get Termidor. They're clueless.
Yeah, they even think homeowners insurance covers our damage.
Do you hear laughing?
It's probably just the pipes.
Target Pest Control. We aim to please.
Welcome back to the Cullman Football Review. I'm Hugh Harris, and I'm here with Coach Mark Britton, and we're tied 7-7 going into the fourth quarter, and Cullman's didn't get any points on the board in the third quarter, but played strong on defense, although Austin did have the one good drive and didn't come up with any points out of it. And, Kenny's running them side to side, and when Kenny gets his offense going, sooner or later things are going to break, and you're going to get on the scoreboard.
Well, that's right, and our kids have a lot of confidence in what we're doing, and I think the trust factor of these guys playing together for 3 or 4 games is really, coming to the forefront. They're playing a lot better together, and each knows where the other's at and what they're responsible for, and I just see us improving week to week.
Right. Oh yeah, this been a big change since that first trip up to Arab, and
it has
defensively and offensively. The offensive line really getting to moving as a unit, which you just have to have that in high school football.
Right.
And of course on defense, we're swarming to the ball, and that gets a big play every now and then.
That's exactly right.
Well, we're going to move into the fourth quarter and see if the Bearcats can get on the scoreboard.
We're sitting on about the 32-yard line. We go back to that open set, and Owen would like to have that one back, but good throw. We just didn't bring it in. Good coverage on their part, and great break on the ball for their young man. Ross moving around, and it's a great play right there. Caden Wynn catches the ball and gets it inside the 5-yard line. We come back in, and that's where Patterson gets his touchdown. And they got slammed back, and a lot of folks asked about this, and this ball hits the uprights, but the officials did it the right way. It was offsetting, both personal foul on both teams. And what it does, it moves us back from the 3-yard line to about the 18, and then it's half the distance back. Right. So we were line of scrimmage was about the 9-yard line, and
I was a little bit confused till I did the math, and I realized they were exactly right.
They did, and they came and explained to both coaches. That's kind of what I like about a veteran squad. They've been hollered at before, and crowds getting on them, but they'll explain it to you. And again, our defense has been playing really well. Hunter Brannon, Justin Patterson, Will Blaylock. Really felt like Ethan McMahon, if he had that played back, he'd get an interception. But the one time we really don't rush the punter,
he had a bad snap.
He gets a bad snap, and but he kind of shanked the punt, so we've got good field position. Dawson stays in bounds right there, gets inside the 40-yard line.
This is the time in the game when yards really get critical.
It is, and I thought Ross made a good decision right there. They're trying to time him up. Here they come on a blitz. He stood in there, took a big hit, but really made a pretty accurate throw. We just don't come up with it, and I think there was a late hit on the quarterback, which got us the first down, roughing the passer. That's a thing that the officials are very sensitive about. The late hit on a quarterback or anybody that's really vulnerable right there.
Good hard running, keeping the ball in bounds, keeping that clock running.
That's exactly right. Fourth down play, we go for it. We do not get the first down, so we turn it over to get our defense, so they come in, make a big play right off the bat. And I thought Patterson, number 7, he had the sack, and just really is playing hard. He's kind of taking over the ball game. Quarterback, they do a little swing route right here, and big receiver, and our guys get on him.
And the decision to go for fourth down instead of trying to kick a field goal, you guys probably got the leg, but you don't want to get it blocked and then run one to the house, which can happen.
You're exactly right. And Garrett Cornelius with a great initial stop and a host of Bearcats there, but dropped them for about 5 or 6 yard loss. And that's exactly what we were thinking on that. We felt like if we get the first down, not only are we going to run the clock out, but we're going to hopefully get some points. And field goal right there, we were concerned about it. we've seen them block several in film, and just didn't. We got a lot of trust in our defense right here. So Caden makes a good catch, just gets what he can. We're up to about the 45, 46 yard line, and I think there's about maybe 4 minutes left to go in the ball game. Our guys are trying to do everything they can to keep moving the chains.
And of course, you can't tell it from the footage, but we're running that clock down just as low as you can before we snap the ball, and burning all the clock we can.
That's another thing. I thought Ross had great management of the clock, and Kenny's worked with him, and Coach Campbell's worked with him, and no secret right now. We're going to try to run the football and keep that clock moving. Michael does a good job right here. Nice run. He's just getting just enough yards to move the chains, and he stayed in bounds.
And that's part of Ross's maturity, because the first part of the game he was not totally aware of the clock and what was going on around him. He was just trying to make it all work in his mind. But he had good control of the game, and like I said, it's invaluable to run those seconds down when you got to.
We're behind the chains quite a bit, so we take a chance on a throw. I thought he did a great job throwing a strike. I think we had a holding penalty, which moves us back.
It also gives you another play.
It does. It gives us another play that we can, run a little more time out. Now Dawson got out of bounds right there, and I think we gave him an earful for getting out of bounds. But it's tough when you're about 140 pounds. Somebody hits you, they'll launch you through the air. And but our kids do a good job coming down, and this is what we have to do. We ask our defense to come up with a big stop, and I'm not saying we're playing soft, but we're backed up a little bit, not trying to give a big play, keep everything in front of us, and our kids are really flying to the football once it's released. Patterson's doing his best to get there. And that quarterback, really nervous, Justin, right there. And once he turns his back on those guys, he just got rid of the ball. He can't afford to have a sack. Nice big hit. That was a huge hit. And they get the first down. Quarterback rolls out, and almost a big interception. Bronte really just laid out for that ball. Game's on the line. I mean, that's what you want to see your athletes do, just lay out and give everything they've got. Big sack. Blake Purefoy and Patterson, they throw the little screen pass, and basically this is the ball game, last play of the game. A lot of celebration, a lot of happy folks over there, and just a really physical defensive match. We got one more score than they did, and make it stand up. I was real proud of our kids. You just see the maturity and the experience that these guys are gaining from tough ball games.
Right.
And you got to play 4 quarters. Right there, they throw a deep ball in the end zone. You never know what could happen. Tip ball, they come down with it, kick an extra point, you get beat 14-13. So, all right, our kids are having to stay in ball games to the very last minute. I'm excited for the wins. Sure, we'd love to have a breather, but in hindsight, you want your kids to really have to grind it out.
Right.
And our kids are able to do that. Super proud of our defense and just all the kids, really. So glad to get that win. Big region win for us. We're off from region play this week, but tremendous, just another tough opponent with just great background. I mean, Fayette County, you had Coach Walden Tucker, who until this season was the winningest coach in the state of Alabama, high school coach, had 309 victories. Fayette County is it's about 80 miles from here, 85, and it's going to be a tough venue for us to get a win, no doubt.
And, you know, those West Alabama boys, they're going to line up and hit you, Coach. You know, we go back a lot of years, and they're going to be fundamentally sound. They're going to hit you every play, and you better be ready when the whistle blows on Friday night.
Well, they've got great athletes. They've got a running back. He may be leading the state in rushing yards. He's already got over 1,000 yards in just 4 games. They're well coached. You have Lance Tucker, who is Walden Tucker's son, played at the University of Alabama. Lance has taken over that program and has been there a number of years, and you know, just a tremendous background that he's had, and it shows on his players and his team. And so we expect a tremendous challenge on Friday night. Hopefully we can pull out a win, but our kids are getting better, and we'd appreciate all the Bearcat fans, I guess, putting a little extra gas in their car going with us down there, because we're going to need that support.
Well, you can get over to Jasper and just head to nowhere, and you're going to end up in Fayette. But we're going to be one coach short Friday night. Coach Drake and Shawnee's son, Will, is getting married. So we'll be running the film crew short, but hopefully everything will make it.
That's right. We wish them the very best. They got a big wedding in the family, and everybody's getting together, so we're very proud of their family.
And everybody, if you can get to Fayette, you can find the football stadium. It's not that big of a town, but it's a beautiful drive over there, and we expect the Bearcat Nation to get over there and support these Bearcats as they'll go into a tough venue that not many people come out of Winters, and I hope we bring back a W. And we'll look forward to seeing you next Tuesday night as we look back at Fayette and the Cullman Bearcats, and we'll see you next week.